Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm happy and I'm sad today. These are the last two card maps that we have constructed over the weeks. I made this bigger and I showed it to you earlier, but you can find them on page 22 of our catalog. And what I've done is completed all of these cards with all of the measurements. You can go back to my website if you missed any of the others. My website is stampmesilly.com. If you have any questions or you would like a free catalog, contact me at jandufour@yahoo.com. And if you see anything here that you want to purchase, you can go directly to my online store at jandufour.stampinup.net. Let's put that away. So this is card map 21 and this is card map 22. Put that one aside. I'll put my catalog away. All right, so if you are seeing me on YouTube, you want to go to my website for the project sheet, which has all of the measurements down here. So again, it's stampmesilly.com to get all of those measurements. The first one, this is like super simple. It's on an A2 background, which is the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I took some from the Brights DSP. Let's see. The Brights come in basically, well, all of the colors are the Brights, but for pattern wise, each color comes with this sheet and this sheet, and there are multiples of that. As you can see, I've cut quite a few of them up. So that's the Brights, and that's, I love stripes. And that's where that came from. If you are using a pattern, you want to do it, and this is in landscape, which would work if I did it this way, which we could do that for fun. But anyway, I'm going to do it like the card map says. I like the stripes. So basically, this is sized, let's measure that. It's 3 by 4. Yes, 3 by 4. And we just place that basically centered. It's not got an even from the two. These two and these two are not the same size, but that's the way the card map looked like, so I went ahead and did that. And then this is just Daffodil Delight, plain circles. Put a little bit of glue on that, and it was kind of hanging over the edge, so I made that. The second one goes on, and you know, these were punches, our 2-inch punch that punched these out, so that doesn't take any time. And then there's a saying that I love, this saying, I miss your face. And that was stamped in, oh, I must have been so tidy I put it away. And no, it's still out. Hang on, it's got to be on my desk then. There it is. It was hiding. Coastal Cabana. And like I said, I love that it says, I miss your face. And you should be able to get it pretty well centered because it's a photopolymer. But if you get it off centered a little bit, that's where you can put a little gem in there like that. You can put one with the gem off centered too, it doesn't matter. And I used the 2024 to 26 in color resin dots. They're not shiny at all. They're a flat matte. And I think this time I'm going to use the small one in this color, which is a little bit different than what I did. And I apologize for my cracky voice. We are in the height of allergy season here in Louisville, and I got me some of those. Okay, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, and then I'm going to show you how I make my faux bows There's lots of different ways, and they look different depending on how you make them. But I'm going to show you how I make mine. It's also, I'm going to be doing a series of tips, tricks, hacks, and techniques. And I will be showing it in more detail in that video, which should be coming up, I want to say after this one, but I can't promise. All right. So this is 8.5 inches long. It's our thread, or linen thread. I basically fold it in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. I figure out how long I want my tails. I'm going to put them right about here. I take a glue dot, and I know you've probably seen this part where they use a glue dot to line up the pieces and make them stick. I have never seen anybody else do what I'm going to do next. I'm not going to take credit for it. It's just something I figured out, but somebody else may have figured it out too. Basically, this is the top of it, the half. I'm just kind of making it go like this and putting the half below. If you can see the glue dot right there, and the two threads are right together, and I'm putting the bow part just underneath that. I'm going to peel that off my finger. Hope I don't take too much of it off, and lay it down. And what that does, well, it does a couple of things. It makes it really easy to do. It also makes these even. It makes them not twist. It makes it flat. All of the reasons why you would want a nice little flat faux bow there. And you can like move these up if you want them to show a little bit more. I'm okay with them being a little off center. Pull this down a little bit. There we go. And put that on there. And there's the first one done. This is 21. All right. We're going to do 22 next. Oh, let me show you first. These are 21s done a little bit differently. Instead of designer series paper in the back, I put plain paper. I did use the same designer series paper. I have one with the pattern going this way and one with the pattern going that way. I kind of like that. And then I thought I'd get real brave and funky. It's the same ones. This is the back side of this. So I made it two different ones. I used the punch. What's the name of that punch? That punch is called... hiding stuff on my desk again. Oh, here it is. The punch is called Labeled with Love. And all I did was cut it down the center once I had it punched out. I did the faux bows again, and like I said, I got real funky and used one side and the other. I think that this works most of the time. There's a few patterns I didn't think would look very good. But again, this is map 21. Now we're going to do 22. And I'm doing it in a different colorway. I'm using the same background. I was thinking there is 4th of July, there's graduation, there's, other achievements that people are getting at this time of year. So I wanted it kind of celebratory, but not necessarily like your birthday or, congrats, because I've done a lot of those already. So this sheet is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, which leaves a really skinny at the top and bottom, and again a little bit more on the sides. It's not my usual method. It is what the map showed though, uneven edges. So I did it like the map. You can do it any way you want. And somebody has stolen my Granny Apple green squares. Probably me. I was probably tidying up and probably put them away. Okay, what did I say they were? 1 3/4. I can use this piece. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Never mind. Never mind. We're using a different background. I was looking for the wrong squares. And then I did use the same one here. All right, let's try this again. The other thing I did that's a little bit different is, instead of laying these two pieces flat and then lifting these up on dimensionals, I did it the other way around. I put dimensionals on the squares. So let me get some of those down. And I did use 4 in each one because if it's going through the mail, it'll probably make it better. Although, you know, I have to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of, you know, 1 or 2 layers of dimensionals. I haven't seen it myself personally. I've never had anybody that I've sent a card to, usually my family or friends, who would certainly let me know that it has destroyed it because I've used dimensionals. Now, it's possible if you use too many layers that your weight will go over 1 ounce. And then you have to put another stamp on it, or they actually make it a cheaper stamp that is specifically for the extra ounce because it has to be under 2 ounces. So basically, I'm just laying those down. This one says, "You did it." And it's in Granny Apple. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it first, and then I'm going to show you how I made this particular flag. I'm still kind of centering it. You did it. And then let's put this away so I don't stick my fingers in it. That happens. So then what I did was, if you want the slants to go this way, I put it in a corner of the 2, and then I make a mark, and you can either do it here or here, depending on how slanted you want it. I think I only did 1. No, I did 2. And yes, I know I marked it. You need to use and something that's erasable. This is actually an erasable pen. It's Friction. I love them. I've been using them for years and years and years, long before it was discovered by the fabric department people. And because it not only erases, which is the reason I had it, I'm going from the dot that I made down to the corner, and that will give me my slant. And then I'm doing the same here. I'm going from the dot to the corner, and then I have identical slants on both sides. And then I take my Friction eraser and I erase my marks. There we go. So now you can't see anything. But yeah, it was discovered, I don't know, after I'd been using them for several years, because I used to use mechanical pencil, which I used for years and years and years and years, because I like to erase things that are not necessary, even when I'm taking notes. So I would do erasing, but the problem with mechanical pencils is it smears. And I discovered these, and I immediately switched. It's the only kind of pen I have for writing. And then all of a sudden, and I do so, all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, these iron off. You can iron them and they disappear. And it's like, oh, well, that's another nice way to use it. Anyway, that's all about the Friction pen. They come in multiple ways. They're my favorite. This type is my favorite. You can have this kind, which is refillable. And then they also have highlighters. It's so much fun. Anyway, Card Map 22, we are done. We have completed all of the card maps. And so I know that going forward, I will show you, I'm just going to put all of these inside a notebook. And when I'm looking for ideas or inspiration, I can just look at this and go, oh yeah, I can do that with something totally different. That'll make it look different. I thought, for example, you could stamp something on these 2 and do it in white and then leave them offset like that. All kinds of ways to do that. So thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. I post once a week on Wednesdays, and occasionally for a flash sale if we have like free shipping or something else awesome. This is in the month of July, so we'll be starting our tips, tricks, hacks, and techniques. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.